And well, we went too fast. Hi there, Denise Noyer-Erez here, also known as the Fertility Godmother, and I'm here with my dear friend and colleague, Sara Rector.
Hi.
And we're here for a special treat for you guys because we are going to share some ideas of maybe some ways that you can conquer this time and how to get through the holidays. And we're just cracking ourselves up. So we hope that you laugh with us.
We'll still be laughing.
We're gonna be
Happy holidays. Happy holidays. Sung like a dirge.
So you can see we're having a great time here. And I just want to say the commitment to get here has been like amazing. We have been also going through all the holiday challenges. So Sara, will you start off? Did you see how she just switched? Can you start off by sharing maybe some things that you do to help you? Laughter. I think laughter is one. In fact, she just shared with me that she gets really funny. And I believe her, but she's just naturally funny anyway.
The more stressed out I am, the funnier I get. Or at least I think I'm funny. So, Denise, one of the things that really helps me is this little an acronym that comes from 12-step programs, and it's called HALT. And what it stands for is never get too hungry,
that's good,
too angry, too lonely, or too tired. And the thing of it is, most of us live such action-packed, busy lives.
Yes.
They're already full. And then when you put the holidays on top of that, it's like a Molotov cocktail, because we become all of those things. We become hungry, and maybe not necessarily for food. Maybe we're hungry for different things. Maybe we're hungry for some free time that's quiet. We can be hungry even though we're going to places where there's just banquets of foods that we don't normally eat. So that's part of the hungry part of it. Angry is, oh my God, I don't know about you, Denise, but the other day at the beginning of December, I went over to just on Moore Park Road over to the Ross to get something, and the traffic jam there in the parking lot. Parking lots are like a nightmare.
Yeah.
And the anger and just people trying to find a parking space, and there's no spaces. I have this young woman, I was walking to Ross and she yelled at me.
Really?
Yeah, she said, could you walk any slower? I mean, it was just really like, I was really taken aback. And that was at the beginning of December. And I just know when I go over to the Oaks Mall that people are just honking and
everybody's
moving.
So rushed.
Yeah.
I think you lose perspective of why we're really doing all this.
Exactly. Yeah. And we're just trying to get through our day. We have our activities, and then we have all these holiday parties, and we need to get a gift, and we need to bring 50 cookies. And, if you're a mommy, you've got these holiday performances, and you need to get your children all set up, and you need to arrange that in their schedule and get 50 cupcakes or whatever. And it's just so stressful. So that makes people angry, and we can feel lonely. Maybe we've lost people, through the last year, and they're not with us during this holiday. We think back on people that we wish were with us, that maybe we lost them a while ago.
Yeah, that's true, because it's a special time, and it's usually a time to be with your family. And so we tend to focus on those things that we miss or that aren't in our life.
Yeah.
And so it's really important, I think, to try to be mindful of that and focus on all the beauties and gifts that we do have. Right?
Yeah, I think that's so true, Denise. And just even taking that space in that time to just think about those things, that quiet time. And it's interesting with social media. Social media is fun, and I really enjoy it. But sometimes what happens is it's what my sister calls creative memories, because usually most people are putting their happy times on and the fun things they're doing, and they normally don't post when they're angry, hungry, lonely, tired.
Right.
And so
true.
we have this illusion when we look on Facebook or Instagram, we have this illusion of what everyone else is doing, all their activities and where they're going and all their presents. And then we might feel lonely because we're like, oh, well, we weren't invited to that party, or we're not going to this party, or we didn't get
Right.
this gift, or whatever, focusing on what we don't have.
Right.
And so that's another thing that happens. And then tired just goes without saying. I mean, my God, it's just, I mean,
Oh.
I like to socialize and party.
Yes, you do. I would have never known that about you.
But it's exhausting. And I try to just cram so many things in one day. I don't want to miss a thing. I have FOMO.
Right. You have FOMO.
And
do any of you have FOMO? If you have FOMO, comment in the comment section below. Let us know.
Yeah, fear of missing out is what FOMO stands for. And I want to work towards JOMO, which is joy.
JOMO?
I think it's joy of missing out, or something like
joy
that.
Of missing out.
Yeah, and so I just found myself stacking my schedule up.
Yeah.
It's like I got to go to this party, I got to go to that party. I don't,
right.
God forbid, I disappoint someone and not show up at their party, right?
Right.
And that makes me tired, and then I get cranky and I get overwhelmed because I've got to, do all these gifts, package these gifts for the next party, and
so it's so important to think about some things to say no to.
Thank you.
Right?
Thank you.
Really important to, because we do, like you said, you don't want to disappoint anybody. You don't want to, you don't want to miss out. And all of a sudden, like you said, your plate is overflowing. Like one of my friends, Sandra Yancey, said to me the other day, you have your dinner on your plate, but then you have your blueberry, you have your turkey and gravy, and then you have your blueberry cobbler all in the same plate, all mixed up, but that doesn't go very well.
Yeah, and then you get a tummy ache.
And then you get a tummy ache, and it doesn't taste good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that it's hard. It's really hard. Yeah. Oh, I'm going to switch glasses too.
What do you think of these glasses? You like the mustache?
Oh, I love it. You look fabulous. Okay, I'm just going to say, let it go, let it go. So these are some remedies or solutions to, I love that Frozen song. And
yes,
so these are some remedies, is to start, like you say, saying no and letting go of activities. And, with my infertility clients, I know that, sometimes the holidays are really, really hard, what they've shared with me. And I know they were hard for me when I went through infertility. And so one of the strategies that we employ is, because sometimes the holidays are really focused on kids too. Oh, we're going to have Santa come and we're going to open gifts. And, and it's really hard if you've been longing for a child for a while and you don't have children that are opening gifts. And so what we talk about is, you can always go late and leave early. Figure out when Santa's coming. And you have, another commitment, and you don't have to do a lot of explaining, I had one client, she used to do these really long texts explaining why she couldn't do something, and it's like, no is a complete sentence, or sorry, I can't make it. You don't have to explain. And and also what we talk about is you can say you don't feel well, if you need to give a reason. And there's different ways of not feeling well. Right. And you don't have to go into details, because when we don't feel physically well, we don't normally give all the details of what's going on in our body. I mean, some people do, but so you can just say you don't feel well, and feeling sad, not feeling well emotionally is okay. And you don't have to explain all that. Right. So we talk about coming up with these strategies and saying no. The holidays come every year. So if you don't show up to something, the party probably still is going to go on.
Yeah. And sometimes too, I mean, you can maybe make, because at parties, I don't know. I know you're a social butterfly, but I'm more of an introvert. So I feel sometimes like I don't get that quality time that I need. So I would reschedule with somebody, like, oh, I'm not able to make that. And then let me make another date with you. That's more special time.
Thank you. That's a really good. You know what? I am an extrovert, but parties are overstimulating for me, and it's more satisfying when I'm one for me. So I like how you're saying you'll make it work for you. You can't make their party, but let's set up a lunch, and so
Yeah.
then that's more satisfying for you.
Right.
It fills you up. Um,
Exactly.
because you can be at a party. I mean, how many of us, even us party people, are at parties and we feel lonely? We're surrounded with people, but it's like, yikes!
I thought I was the only one.
No, and I'm an extrovert,
I'm like,
because the other piece is I like deeper conversations,
right. Me too.
and party talk is just kind of fun, superficial talk, and that a little bit of that goes a long way for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little. Yeah. That's great.
Yeah.
So, what are some other things that you do to help you get through this? Because I know you have a lot going on between work and all this other stuff going on for you. Like, what are some things you do to manage all this and get through it?
Well, I do reach out. I do reach out to my support system, touching base, taking the time to do that because I know that's going to fill up my well. And just talking with you today, it just feels so good just to release the stress because here we are. It's the 19th, and I'm just finding that I'm just kind of ramping up. Okay,
Yeah.
what's next? And so it was just a wonderful breath of fresh air just to sit with you and laugh with you and do this Facebook Live.
Yeah.
So reaching out, connecting, taking some quiet time. This morning I woke up early and I just did some writing.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, just helped me collect my thoughts and check in with myself. Where am I at? What am I wanting and needing? So that's really helpful. It's a good time to get a massage,
Mhm.
a facial, whatever you do, mani pedi, whatever those kind of things are. Take a bath. It doesn't have to be complicated,
Right.
but just that quiet time.
Few minutes to
Yeah.
really just kind of ground yourself and fill yourself back up because you're going to be giving so much during this time of yourself. But if you're feeling depleted and empty, then you won't be able to give the way that you probably want to give, and then it doesn't become as fun because like Sarah said earlier, you just become so tired. And so it's really important to you don't have to take a lot of time. And maybe some of you are thinking, oh my gosh, how am I going to fit, an extra 10 minutes in or fit a bath in? But if you just really take a moment, maybe in the beginning of the day or even the night before, and really think about what are your priorities, what are the most important things that need to get done, and strategize how to work that in, and take a moment to, include yourself in that, so that you can just feel really good about yourself and what you're giving, and remembering the outcome of really why we're doing this for.
Yeah, I'm going to say you're reminding me of asking yourself how important is it really? Because some of us like have this Norman Rockwell vision of what the holidays are going to be all
Mhm.
about. I call it the Sarah Rockwell. My expectations, and just
Expectations.
really, a lot of this stuff isn't important. Like we just had Thanksgiving, and my husband said, "Hey, why don't we get Thanksgiving dinner in the box from Mimi's?" And I was like horrified. Oh my God,
Right.
I won't be able to make my mashed potatoes, and I like to make the pumpkin pie from scratch and pumpkin soup and all this stuff. And he goes, "But you get so stressed out." My daughter agreed with him too. So I thought, okay, I'm willing to try it this way. Keep an open mind, and I did. And I'll tell you, how important was it really? You spend hours making this meal and people eat it in 5 minutes. It's like, wow, okay. And they missed my food a little bit. Maybe they were humoring me and saying they missed it. But overall it was delicious. And
Yeah.
and the most important thing was I was able to be more present and enjoy it more instead of being in the kitchen and being exhausted from doing all the cooking. So these are things to consider.
Yeah.
These are things to consider.
I'm glad you brought that up because we're having about, I don't even know how many people are coming up for our holiday. Our family is very big, and for Hanukkah Sunday, we're hosting probably around 30 people.
Oh wow.
And I had to make these I was requested to make Trader Joe potato pancakes.
Oh, those are good.
They were so good. And it's so easy. So I've been flirting with just doing that for the holidays instead of making from scratch a bunch of latkes.
Oy vey.
It's going to save so much time and mess. And oh my God. So now I'm leaning even more. I haven't made the decision yet, but I'm leaning more towards that.
Totally.
Just because there's happens to be an extra lot going on right now in my life. I think I might do that and just take the pressure off.
I hear you. And I'll tell you, Trader Joe's latkes are the best secret around.
I was surprised. They're really good.
They're really good. And
don't go
really
leave
easy.
me some, okay? If you're running to the right now.
They're really easy. Yeah. And the thing of it is, it was like amazing, like how important is the homemade.
Right.
The difference is really not negotiable, but the time difference is really tremendous.
The time difference. Yes. And that makes a huge difference for us. Is there anything else you wanted to suggest?
Let me look here and see if there's anything.
Too.
This is an important one. Okay, 2 things. Oh, I'm going to put on my Christmas glasses because I celebrate both. I'm a half-breed. So anyways, you have choices. So that's really important. Going back to you can say no. You have options and choices. And then communicate your wants and needs. So communicate those. I was just sitting with a client the other day, and she's having a lot of people into her home, and family is coming to visit, and she just had a baby. And so I said, okay, well, there are hotels, but you've already agreed to have the people in your home. So why don't you make up a list? She was saying no one really helps her. And I said, well, make up a list of what you need help with. Play the baby card. Say, gosh, I'm so happy to see you. I'm glad you're coming, and I'm going to need help with these things. Let me know which ones you want to do.
And I'm sure people would love to help. Yeah. Most people are going to want to help.
Yeah.
And I think that's actually important thing as well, not just for having people in our home or just for that, but I think I was talking with a patient the other day, and she's working 16-hour days right now, and she's got her family, and she's trying to do all these things. And I said, I think as women, we don't ask for help. We want to do it all, and because we want to give, but it's so important to get, like Sara said this earlier, she uses her support team. And so really think about that, who you can use as your support team, that you guys can support each other to maybe do some extra things during this time, whether it's your husband or a friend or a relative, maybe your mom or dad if they're around, or something, right? I think that could be really helpful.
Yeah.
So ask for help.
Advanced planning helps too. I know my husband and daughter are happy to help me. Usually I like a last minute Lucy, and then I'm buzzing around and stressed out. And so what they've helped me learn is make a list in advance, and then they can look at it and decide what they're going to do and what tools and resources they need to accomplish it. So it really kind of puts me in a planning mode, which, what is it? 1 hour of planning is worth 10 hours of work or something. So anyways.
Yeah, it's really helpful. That's great, Sara. I love that. Is there anything else that you?
Well, that's all I can think of now.
Yeah,
I've got,
I think that's kind of good.
The Christmas trees are sucking the energy out of my brain,
I think that's good. Let's do a quick recap.
Okay.
Let's see what we talked about. So we talked about prioritizing and saying no. We talked about using your support team, taking some time to nourish yourself.
Yes.
Whether that's 10 minutes of breathing or quiet time, taking a bath, exercising. We talked about not allowing yourself to be hungry, angry, lonely, or tired. So really being mindful about yourself and what that looks like for you. For hungry, you can, maybe you're going to grab some extra nuts or seeds that you can keep in your purse, or grab some protein bars that are easy, or some fruit that doesn't go, so that you can continue to be healthy and keep your energy up, right? The angry, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, just really, if you're feeling angry, just checking in with yourself and finding out what you're angry about, you know, and then you can figure out what you can do about it. This is kind of like you're checking in with your inner baby, you know,
Yeah.
like, do you have a wet diaper? You know, do you need to be held? You know, these kind of things. The wet diaper. Yeah,
The
you
wet
might
diaper.
you need some protection from that. Yeah, it's like you're checking in with, like, you know, are you hungry? You know, you check in with your inner baby, and then you baby yourself. Be gentle with yourself.
That's beautiful. Be gentle with yourself. We have to be gentle with ourselves, and you know, you're going to be doing a great job doing whatever you're doing, preparing and making it a wonderful experience for the holidays. And stay focused. I think on stay focused on the things that you have, the gifts that you have. In fact, I have a challenge for you because
Ooh.
it tends to be easy to focus on the first things that are wrong or negative, right?
Yes, yes.
So let's work on. Give me a thumbs up if you're up for this challenge. Let's work on looking for things that are good first. You up for that challenge?
I love that.
I
I
know.
love that.
I
An
know,
attitude
that
of gratitude makes me think of
Attitude of gratitude.
attitude of gratitude. And you know that, and there's studies that it changes the wiring in our brain. And
Yes.
so yeah, I love that, Denise.
Okay, good.
I'm giving you a thumbs up.
Thank you.
Not one of these, one of these. But if you feel angry, you can go like this and then you'll laugh.
Yeah. That's right. That's so funny. That's great. All right, you guys. Thanks for joining us today. We wish you a wonderful holiday, and I know you're gonna make it through. Blah, 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 if I can talk, I know you'll make it through it. And here's to let it go.
Let it go. Let it go.
Yes.
You know, and I think we'll be back. I want to get some 2020 glasses. I think they'll look fabulous. So I think maybe our next one will be about goals for the new year.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's do that. We're going to talk about goals for the new year. That'll be a fun one. All right. Happy holidays, everybody. Mwah. And may you have a safe and blessed time.
Amen.
Amen. Take care. See you next time.